Okay, just because you have a welder doesn't mean you should weld it. Yeah, no snap ring, weld the cap right in.
I also own a farm.
Here we go. You're now watching the 2024 season of Farming with Duffy Ag. Welcome back to the channel. So previously, we went out, we got belts that we needed from Side and Strickers in Cortland, and we went up to J&K salvage yard for combine parts. So we got that panel, and I should find my old panel. I think it's in the back. But goal is to get this thing running today. Yesterday, that was my goal too. It did not work out that way because these two belts. But I'm glad they had them. I'm gonna get them in. We're gonna start reassembling all the belts. And I appreciate you guys watching along because I did check corn this morning. This corn out here that was 27% 8 days ago is now 23%. So waiting is hopefully gonna pay off for us. Yeah, it's up in the air. I don't know where my old smashed up one is. Maybe I threw it away. Maybe it's in the piles back here somewhere. It's somewhere. We'll find it at some point, but yeah, I don't know. But all right, let's dive into it. We do have the big belts. We got all the belts to go in it. So very excited for that. See how much we can get done. So I had the chair propped up. Well, the seat. Wow, I did not realize the book was in the back here. Huh. That's cool. I'm learning. I guess I'll take that out of there. Well, no, I'll leave it in there. So, seat keeps hitting me. I'm struggling to get the bolt started back on that panel. I just got bigger hands. But I'm taking the seat right out. Yeah, we don't need that where we're going. I'm just kidding, we do, but how do you get this? Okay, you guys are in the way. There's a lot more room now. I can actually see some things. Get right in there. There's the hole. So you gotta adjust this so that it doesn't rub when it spins. But this keeps it guided in there so that what's that? 9/16. Figures I don't have the 9/16 somewhere. Ratcheting wrench. Now we gotta adjust this because it won't engage it all the way because the belts are not worn out. Well, figures the adjuster's pretty well solid in there. I'm gonna get it loosened up before we break something. Make it easier for us to adjust that. Okay. Okay, this one loosens up. It shouldn't be like that, but this one we need to get loosened up. We'll get them right out, lubricate them so we got movement. Next time we got to adjust it in there instead of having to take it out. Not the end of the world taking them out. Now it all moves around. I will grab new cotter pins because that's easy enough to throw a new one in. Okay, got it all adjusted up correctly, snugged it. So that's engaged. You got to remember there is a further point before it locks in, so you don't want to over tighten that, but there we go. It's just how it runs. So now we can get that belt that drives up to the feeder house. We'll get that on, and that will just hang out. Then we can put the main drive belt across. So 3-rib belt going back, and then that shield can get buttoned up. So that belt's just gonna hang out till we get that front cover and bracket off, then we'll put it on completely. But we got the 3-rib belt compared, if you remember previously, yeah, we had chunks out of that. So I didn't think it was that bad, but clearly it was. Let me make sure the part numbers are the same. Yep, we're good to go. So we don't have a problem, but we got to do some adjustment. Got our 3-band belt in to drive, and it's tight because the old belt was stretched, so we got to adjust underneath that belt. Pretty much same as what we did for that unload. And because when that goes up right there, that's all it's got. I think maybe we don't, because it's got some slack here. So we got the 3-rib belt back on. That's all good to go. The belt too, that pump in the back's good. What else is good on here? We have the belt on here, right? That's on. We just got to do it on the other end after we get this back together. So I'll go ahead, put the shields back on. That goes in the back there. Up front here, we get this big unit here. And then other than these 2 belts that go down to there, 2 belts that come up, and 1 belt that feeds the charge pump, we're pretty good. So I do got to get some heavy duty cleaner. The combine cab did get cleaned some, and then I picked the seat up, and like, yeah, we got some from back panels and stuff like that. The last really major thing, it's not, there's still major things, but these 2 belts, they need to go on to the pulley, and to get onto the pulley we got to lift this up. It weighs quite a bit. It's just awkward. I also think I got this on upside down. I didn't even think about it because it can only go one way, so I got to do that. These are loose, still got tension on that, or looseness on that. Hydro is completely bolted on. I do have Xena helping me because somebody's gonna point that out. And then we got to take this front off. So I got some help probably coming for me to give me a hand and swap belts. I thought this belt was halfway decent. Well, as we see, it's not. Good thing we're changing it. But I gotta figure a way or see if I can lift that up to get 1 belt on. Then that would make my life so much easier. Okay, so we got the 1 belt off. That was, oh, it's got more splits than I thought. That's good. Now we got to get this one on. Around the cover, around everything else. Yeah, not ideal, to be honest. Probably take that right off. And then it will go on nice and easy, but that was easy enough to get off line. So 1 bolt. There we go. That should slide right out. Put that up there. Stamp it. Okay. So I'll take this off just to make it easier. Draw a line through. I don't even know what that actually is, but there we go. We just got to get it underneath that pulley and we're good to go. So throw that other one on, which we did do this one last year because I could see that it was bad. And reassemble. We got this belt. Push it down on it, right? No, it rides on top of it. So we will go ahead, loosen this up, drop it down, get this back on. We got grease fittings to do. Nothing too crazy, actually. We're doing pretty good. It is windy though. Getting it back looking like a combine. So I got a few things left. I'm greasing stuff. I do notice that when I greased, it looked like the grease line's bad there, which is kind of a pain. So I gotta clean that up and see if it actually split there and not greasing all the way up to the bearing. Which yes, it looks like that. But just waiting on some help to get the second set of belts in, well, on, and then we'll be good. We'll be in a good spot. Okay, greased up. How are you doing? What we got to do over here is put our cover on. That's really, we got to grease a few things, but nothing crazy. Grease fitting. Where's our grease bank? Grease bank up there. But we can put this back on that we destroyed last year. We do got to blow some things off, but at the end of the day, it's coming together. I just need another person. I can't pry it up at the same time. So let me see. Hopefully this fits. They should all be the same. Like I said, nothing special. It sure beats the $1,300 that Deere wants for a new one. Watch yourself. Where's it go? It goes in here. This is hard with one hand. Well, there it is. It is in there. That pulls some tension once it... Or no, that's always running like that. There we go. Perfect. Fits the machine. Looks good. Just gotta grease. Well, in the meantime, as I wait for a second hand, get this 4640 put up here and get that buggy all sorted out. Okay, first things first, I want to actually unroll the tarp, see if it's good. I have yet to do that. So previously, we pointed out some of our issues. Cracks right here, nothing major. We can weld that pretty nicely. Cracks right there. I think auger coming in and out. We got to get weather stripping to go around there. We got a broken shear bolt, half broken shear bolt. Things to grease and gearbox. Somebody did point out, oh, and hydraulic lines and a light. Somebody did say you should get plastic flighting to keep it going. It has the plastic flighting to keep it going. We got to grease stuff. But I'm gonna unroll this and see. Come on, bungee cord. Should have just bought a new one. Wouldn't have this issue. Oh my! Alrighty. Is there holes in it? That would be my big question. So it comes down and around, that's good. There's plenty of tie down spots. So like, and then that one goes there. In the front we got one here. It does not look like there's any rips. other than it must have a hole there and a hole there to hold this over. I'm actually amazed. It looks pretty good. So we got one bungee cord in the front, which is, that'll be okay. And then, let's see, any light in there? I don't see any light. You guys see anything? No light. So other than this being ripped right here, which isn't the end of the world, because there would have been a bungee cord, we can put one more over there that goes down. To hold that, I count that as a win. So what we will do, I don't know what people are thinking. There's wire wired to things, metal wire, and then this was to the light, but it's got this good wire that runs all the way back, so they should have just junctioned off of it. Unless, I don't know how many wire that is. We'll do that up better because we will need a light. Somebody says, why don't you wake up earlier and get more done in the day? I don't know, working at 4 o'clock in the morning outside in the dark really isn't any different than working at 8 o'clock at night. It's not like I'm getting up at 10 o'clock and hanging out. Like we're up and at it in the mornings. You guys just don't see it always. Well, you see it when we haul manure, because I literally walk out the door and I'm like, hey, we're hauling manure. Okay, so let's go. That's not doing so hot. Ended up cutting the head off because it's not exactly right. I was worried about that. Yeah, this PTO shaft isn't exactly right. Supposed to be straight like that. We're not going to put a grade 8 because people get worked up. And I know the gearboxes on these are temperamental. They're not the best thing in the world. Not much of a drive line to it, but looks good. We got to drain the oil out and refill it. 85W or 85W 140 is what I was told. So I got that over there. Going along greasing, and I was like, good. We got everything greased up front, slid underneath. Yeah, you guys can see from here. Not good. So, go ahead, take that apart. Gonna drain the oil out of the gearbox, take a picture of the gearbox, look up the gearbox. But, that would have been cool, but as you see, there's no grease fitting in it, or zerk in it. So, that's probably why it never got greased. The wind is back and it's getting brutal. Well, let me see. We're going to see if we can drain some oil. If we can get that figured out as well. Okay. I think just a little bit. Yep. I got it broke loose. That's good. Not a very big drain plug. And we got water in it. Good thing we checked that. We have no oil, but we got water. Ready? Yep. Nice. Okay. I'm amazed I can still drain water out of it. That doesn't give me such a warm, fuzzy feeling. Okay, so it did have some oil in it, mostly water though. I'm gonna take this universal right out, get in the shop, see what we can do with it. We'll get that filled with oil. Yeah, that top seal just, it's amazing how oil can, or moisture and water can get in things that it shouldn't be in. Well, we'll get it filled up. Looks like a newer gearbox, so hopefully it's all good to go. I will get that number off it, like I said. That way we can look up how much one is, and if they're cheap, we'll have it on the shelf. Okay, just because you have a welder doesn't mean you should weld it. Yeah, no snap ring, weld the cap right in. Nice. Okay, that's cool. I love it. So we got to get an end like this, because by the time we grind that out and we screw with it, like, why would you weld that? Well, one frozen snap ring later, got that one out at least. Got it to move a little bit, not much. Ah, there it goes. It's gonna come out. As long as the other side moves. I should throw it in the press. It's been a long time since I've used the press. I kind of want to get it out without using any heat. Well, cutting it. I don't know if that's going to be the case or not. Yep, same thing on this side, you can see. The little burrs. There ain't much snap ring groove either. I might have to get both. It might just be a 1 inch. It's a little over a 1 inch. Well, they're not the worst lines, but I'd rather not have any issues with hydraulics. And the second you blow a line during harvest, it's a pain, so I'm just gonna switch them off. Long term, I'm thinking we'll probably have this cart for, well, okay, we had the argument in the messages, in the comments. Buggy or cart. What was the other? Wagon? It's not a wagon. Wagon's got 4 wheels is what everybody came to the census of, I think. But buggy and cart, well, I don't know. I guess a cart. No, carts have 2 wheels. So, grain buggy or grain cart. And it came back to, depends on where you're at in the country. And then, like somebody said in Australia, they call them bin chasers. Or chasers or whatnot. Grain chasers? I don't know. I probably just started a whole nother conversation in the comments. I want to get the 2 inside as well, because if those blow, that's a real big pain. And the front ones on the front too. So, But I had to take these ones off because it's cracked right here and I want to get it cleaned up. Let me get a rag and we'll cover those because they're gonna drip and I don't want anything in them. Take these ones off too. Yeah, these need to get changed. Got the front lines off and we are going to make this bracket right so it's actually holding all four of them, because currently it was only holding 3 out of the 4. This one was tied to it. I don't know why these are shorter. What happened? If they broke and they flanged them back here or what? We'll make it work. Okay, so we got stuff cleaned up, ready to rock and roll. Got the mud gun out here. Gonna slap some beads on that and then that should be good. I feel like I got somewhere else to weld on here and I don't know what it is. I don't think so actually. Not sure. Probably gonna have to weld little loops for the wire light so that it doesn't get ripped off again. I think, well, the wires got ripped off at some point clearly. Okay, gearbox is good there. We gotta get universal. What went on here, I had some help from Isaiah and others. This thing looks so good cleaned up. Tom, you are top notch. So I couldn't get one of the bolts and it's raining and freezing on the shield, but I had somebody with smaller hands be able to reach around, got it on, got all the belts on. We got to put the tensioner that goes from there across down to that bracket that's hanging there, but otherwise we should be ready to rock and roll tomorrow to see what goes on, if it leaks or whatnot. But it's raining, it's cold, I'm going in, we're done for the day. We're gonna go have some dinner. Appreciate you guys. Oh, got the tarp on. We're gonna see if it's liquid tight. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good one.